And on to debate number 2, viewers. The Kejriwal versus Tihar jail fight over the Chief Minister's diet has taken a spicy twist. The Delhi Rouse Avenue Court today rejected 2 petitions moved by Arvind Kejriwal. The first was seeking direction to Tihar jail authorities to administer insulin, and the second to allow him to consult a doctor through video conferencing daily for 15 minutes concerning his acute diabetes and fluctuating blood sugar level. While hearing the matter, the Delhi court has slammed Kejriwal and pulled up Tihar jail over the Chief Minister's sugar claims. While disposing of the plea, the court has said that food items provided to Arvind Kejriwal in the home-cooked food are quite different from the diet prescribed by his own doctor. The court has also said the diet chart had no mention of arbi or mangoes. Instead, he was prescribed to consume mushroom by doctors. The court has observed that the jail authorities have offered no explanation as to why food items which were not as per judicial order and Kejriwal's medical prescription were allowed to be sent to him in the first place. Earlier in the day, Kejriwal penned a letter to Tihar jail authorities rejecting the jail administration's claim that the issue of insulin was never raised by him in his consultations with doctors. Delhi CM accused the Tihar jail superintendent of lying under political pressure and said that statements of Tihar administration are false and said he's been asking for insulin on a daily basis. He's further added that during the day his sugar levels see a spike thrice and read anywhere between 250 and 320.
Latest controversy, I'm coming straight to the point. Questions have been raised that you are not taking proper care of the Delhi Chief Minister, who is also an inmate here. What do you have to say about that?
About him, we have already filed what action we have taken before the court, and the court is considering it. So I would refrain from making a comment about that person concerned. I have to set systems in order, which is same for everyone. And this is...
There's no discrimination, no special privilege which is being given to you.
Only, let's say, suppose someone is not able to get up.
Meanwhile, the bitter war of words over Kejriwal's sugar level is exploding with AAP and BJP exchanging attacks. While Aam Aadmi Party has alleged a conspiracy to kill Kejriwal as he was denied access to insulin for his type 2 diabetes, BJP hits back saying that Kejriwal is doing drama to gain sympathy.
देश में तो क्या दुनिया में आपको कोई ऐसा डॉक्टर नहीं मिलेगा जो आपको कह देगा कि 300 के ऊपर का शुगर लेवल बिना इंसुलिन के इंजेक्शन से कंट्रोल हो सकता है। लेकिन कोर्ट को गुमराह करने की साजिश की जाती है, कोर्ट को एम्स के डॉक्टर्स का हवाला दिया जाता है, लेकिन कोई कंसल्टेशन नहीं हुई, कोई डायबिटोलॉजिस्ट का डाइट चार्ट नहीं आया, कोई डायबिटोलॉजिस्ट का प्रिस्क्रिप्शन नहीं आया, और भारतीय जनता पार्टी कहती है कि अरविंद केजरीवाल जी को इंसुलिन की जरूरत नहीं।
अरविंद केजरीवाल जी घोटालेबाज हैं। उनका मकसद पॉलिसी में भी घोटाला करना था, शराब में भी घोटाला करना था, और अपनी अब सेहत में भी, शुगर लेवल में भी घोटाला करना है ताकि वो जेल से बाहर आ सकें। दिल्ली के लोगों को सच समझ में आ गया, अरविंद केजरीवाल बहुत बड़े घोटालेबाज हैं।
As the war of words escalates, India Bloc has cried foul, saying that AAP's concern about Kejriwal is genuine and one must find out whose instructions are behind this conspiracy.
आम आदमी पार्टी क्या कह रही है वो अपनी जगह। उनकी पत्नी सुनीता जी जो एक इनकम टैक्स कमिश्नर रही हैं, पढ़ी लिखी हैं, उनका अगर ये बयान है कि वो इंसुलिन उनको नहीं दी जा रही है तो महत्वपूर्ण बयान है। और किसी के स्वास्थ्य को लेकर किसी भी हालत में इतना बड़ा झूठ नहीं बोलना चाहिए। सुनीता जी ने तो यहाँ तक कहा है कि उन्हें मार डालने की साजिश हो रही है। ये गंभीर विषय है।
मुझे भी मेरी दवा नहीं मिल रही थी। अरविंद केजरीवाल जी, सबको मालूम है, डायबिटीज के बहुत सीरियस उनकी बीमारी है, डायबिटीज। लेकिन आप उनको उनकी दवा उनके साथ नहीं लेने जा रही है, उनके तक नहीं पहुँच रही है, तो आप क्या उनका अंदर हत्या करना चाहते हो?
बेसिकली ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड जो यूपी गवर्नमेंट का है और बीजेपी गवर्नमेंट का है वो सही नहीं है, और इसी तरह जेल के अंदर भी कुछ लोगों की मौतें हुई हैं जिस पर शक पैदा होता है, और ये सिटिंग चीफ मिनिस्टर जो है वो जेल के अंदर है। इसके सेहत के मामले में हर एक आदमी को कंसर्न है।
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
And joining us on the show, we have Desh Ratan Nigam lawyer, Ravi Srivastava, political analyst, joins us. Abhishek Sudhir, lawyer and political analyst, is also joining us. Ratan Sharda, of course, continues to be with us from debate number 1. Very interesting, Ravi Srivastava. We've been debating this for some time now. And in fact, it's the court which says that food items prescribed by Mr. Kejriwal's own doctor are different from what was provided as home-cooked food. Why is that the case, sir?
Good evening, Madhav. First of all, if the food items provided from his home were different than what was actually prescribed, then who is answerable for that? It's the Tihar administration responsible for that. Why did they permit that to be used?
Not the family members who cook the food, sir?
No. See, they will send anything.
Mr. Ravi Srivastava, on this very show, last week, we had a panelist say, will his wife not take good care of him? Sunita Kejriwal is concerned about the husband.
Absolutely.
And now she is completely absolved of any responsibility.
Yes, she knows very well. She knows very well what is to be given.
That's why she is stuffing him with sugar.
No. I just take a strong objection to the person locking on the channel. I think he should be a bit aware of it and a bit decent and a civilized. That don't make a fun of anybody's sickness. God forbid, it should not happen to you.
Yeah, but it's laughable. We did.
While you are discussing...
No. Nobody's laughing. No. 1 second. Nobody's mocking an illness. 1 second. Ravi Srivastava, nobody's mocking an illness. It is what the court is saying. 1 second. Ravi Srivastava, you have to also concede this much today on national television that what Aam Aadmi Party has been saying in the case of Mr. Kejriwal, the court has found that it is not correct. Whether it is a subject of insulin, whether it is a subject of the items he was allowed to eat, whether it is his sugar levels, on every count, the court has today raised serious questions and has thrown out the petition.
Madhav, I respect the court order. I respect the court. But at the same time, I want to mention here is that the court is not a specialist. The court is not the doctor. Court has whatever they want in their wisdom. They have given an order for that. It is up to the specialist. If I am telling you frankly, if the sugar level spikes beyond 300, it's an emergency. And a diabetic must be administered whatever drugs are required. And that too, instantly. It should not be delayed further. Because any spike in the sugar can cause irreparable damages to the body. May it be a kidney, may it be the heart, may it be the eyes, or may it be the nervous system. So
who's denying that, sir?
It should not be taken lightly, and it should not be a subject of debate on the media channels. This is an issue between the specialist doctor and Arvind Kejriwal. I don't think even the court comes in between.
Sir, if this should not be the subject of debate, if you're going to the court and asking for it as the Delhi Chief Minister, then certainly it will be subject of debate if you're doing it publicly. But let me bring in Desh Ratan Nigam.
What I am saying.
No, sir. It's your prerogative whether you want to participate in a debate or not. But having debated this over 1 week, now you're saying we shouldn't debate it after the court says this.
He wants it to be consulted the specialist on a regular basis.
Okay, Desh Ratan Nigam, it's a serious health issue. Mr. Arvind Kejriwal should have access to healthcare because it could be a serious risk for his personal and physical well-being. Please respond to what Ravi Srivastava is saying.
Understand the issue. And they are admitted facts. Nobody can deny that. The Tihar jail is under Delhi government. Whoever is the minister in charge for the Tihar jail needs to be taken care of. Nobody can deny the fact that Tihar jail is not under Delhi government. It is under Delhi administration. Second, the hospital which is providing specialized care is Deen Dayal Upadhyay Hospital, which also comes under Delhi government. It is the health department of Delhi government. So he doesn't trust neither his jail authorities, neither his world-class health model, which he has talked about. So what he wants, it should be AIMS, which is the central government. Now, there is blatant violation of the diet chart. He's been given food which is very high in sugar level. That has been noticed by the court. And secondly, this issue of insulin has never been raised. And the prison authorities said, we are doing as per the advice of the doctors. Now, the consultation was also done with the All India Institute of Medical Sciences. That issue was also not raised about insulin with those doctors. Please understand that. You understand the kind of politics which is going on, a kind of a different phase for the political consumption. Another is the specialist advised by the doctors. So these are two different issues. So you can't deny your own, Tihar jail authorities which come under you, and also about the health authorities which also come under your health department. So the two ministers in charge, if they're not doing so, must be taken to task, which are of Delhi government.
Yeah,
Please
let me bring in Abhishek
that.
Sudhir. Yeah, just 1 second, Ravi Srivastava. Let me bring in Abhishek Sudhir. Abhishek Sudhir, I think Mr. Desh Ratan Nigam has hit on an important point. He says that both the jail authorities as well as the health authorities, both should be held responsible, because here you have not just the Tihar jail authorities who are under the aegis of the Delhi government, who have been pulled up by the court, but also despite the fact that all these health advisories have been put out, that they were all ignored. Abhishek.
Well, the DG prisons answers to VK Saxena, the Lieutenant Governor. So let's not, put blinders on and say that the Tihar authorities...
No, but the lower authorities, yes, you're right. You're factually right about the DGP. But the lower authorities, all the officials, IGs, etc., DIGs below the DG, all are actually employed there by the Delhi government, sir. That is also a fact.
But the DG prisons, who is their boss, takes his instructions from the Lieutenant Governor. So they're not going to go against their administrative superior, are they? The simple, you're right. Like
they actually do. I'm actually aware that they do. But anyway, let's not get stuck on that one point. Yeah, but carry on.
Right. So you said I'm factually correct. So I'll take that at face value. All I'm saying is that the Tihar authorities have said, okay, the Tihar authorities have said that there is a excess supply of insulin actually in the dispensary. They said we are well stocked with insulin. All you have to do is provide Mr. Kejriwal insulin from the dispensary. Instead of just providing insulin from the dispensary to Mr. Kejriwal, you're fighting him tooth and nail. Why? Why? This does not make sense to me. Insulin is not some magic drug. Insulin is not an expensive drug. The dispensary in Tihar jail has insulin. Why not provide a diabetic with insulin if he's asking for it? Give him the insulin. Then if you think he's playing some victim card, then by giving him insulin...
Have you read the court order today, Abhishek?
One sec.
Have you read today's court order on the insulin aspect, Abhishek?
No, I'm sorry. I've just come into the debate.
Let me read it out for you. Let me read it out for the benefit of you and our viewers.
Ahead of time, so I'm not just...
No. I'm just reading out what the court has said. Please allow me to read it to put the record straight. The court has said Tihar jail authorities have stated that decision to administer an injectable drug insulin cannot be taken by applicant himself. From response of ED and jail authorities, it has also emerged that applicant has never requested for administering insulin to him. Rather, the applicant stated to have been off insulin since February 2014. So they say that he has not requested. Allow me, just allow me, please.
No,
just give me a minute. Give me a minute, sir. Give me a minute. Just give me a minute. He has said something.
You are quoting what the Tihar authorities are saying.
I am quoting the court order. This is what the court order is saying. I'm not quoting just the Tihar authorities. Please be a little patient. Allow me to read. Completely different details of blood sugar levels appear to have been sent to the doctor of the applicant, as is Dr. Ravi Chandra, on the basis of which he gave his opinion on 18/4/2024. Further, the plea of the applicant that insulin is not being given to him despite his repeated requests also cannot be accepted, since insulin cannot be administered to a person suffering from hyperglycemia only on the basis of a request. This is what the court is saying.
No, my question is, why are you denying him insulin? Is there any valid ground to deny him insulin?
Because he's been off insulin is what the court has observed.
No, you allow me to make my point. I didn't interrupt you. I heard you out. Please let me speak. No, please let me speak. Please, sir. I didn't interrupt you. I listened to you.
Expert's advice.
No, please, I listen to you.
Okay. Make your point. Yeah.
Look, my point is simply this. I'm diabetic, right? When my sugar goes out of control, I'm currently on oral diabetes. I take the same medicine as Mr. Kejriwal. But when my sugar is out of control, the doctor willingly says, if you have insulin at home, administer insulin to bring your sugar level down, bring your HbA1c down. What harm is going to be caused by giving Mr. Kejriwal insulin? Why is a mountain being made out of a molehill? It's just insulin. There's someone called Rana Kapoor, right? MD of Yes Bank. His wife was arrested by the ED. His daughters have been arrested by the ED. They have been allowed to go to Dubai for 10 days for medical treatment. You're allowing arrestees, right, for Rana Kapoor's wife to go to Dubai for medical treatment. You can't give Arvind Kejriwal insulin from the dispensary.
Okay, Ratan Chadha.
Why this double standard?
Okay, Ratan Chadha, there are double standards here in the treatment of different under trials, and there is a discrimination happening in the case of Mr. Arvind Kejriwal. That's the thrust of Aam Aadmi Party's argument. Ratan Chadha.
The problem is that, the problem here is that none of us is a doctor. We are trying to play doctor. I have read the messages from doctors who clearly tell what Arvind Kejriwal suffers from, what he needs, what he doesn't need. So I have to depend on the court which has passed judgment based on the doctors' reports, doctors who are very experienced, doctors on the jail panel for a long time. So let us not try to play politics. Insulin is like toffee. They are saying, "Manga de do, bhaiya toffee nahi hai, aam nahi hai." It is a medicine which can disturb your body's balance, which can actually create ill health. Doesn't he know that? And talking of propaganda, talking of debating on the TV channels, who is doing press conference on the Arvind Kejriwal's health? Please tell me. The same app. Who is that? The Rabdi Devi 2.0 was speaking in public meeting, talking about मेरे पति को मारने की कोशिश की जा रही है. This is the way to talk in public. So you talk in public. You talk in public about his being attempt to kill. You are making public.
One by one. Let him make his point. You can respond to him, Ravi Srivastava. I'll allow you to respond to him. Let him make his point, please.
Keep quiet now. Since I'm exposing all this propagandist AAP party which wants to be news at every cost, this is the game plan. High Court has given Justice Arvind Kejriwal, when he was asked to resign, the person was asked to pay fine. Today, the person who wanted another plea of bail, he has been fined. Court is playing fair. You do not court to go as per the doctor advice. You want doctor to play a doctor. You want the court to play doctor. Sorry to everyone. And stop saying insulin hai de do bhaiya. No doctor will give insulin without checking reports. They have the victims, the accused person, the jail's health on their neck. They cannot play with anybody's life.
Yes.
So don't degrade doctors' reports, please.
Okay. Let me, Ravi Srivastava, you can come in now.
Conference and crying here on the TV.
Yeah, Ravi, I want to just read out one more sentence from this court order. This is paragraph 30 where they say, further, though Shri Ramesh Gupta, learned senior counsel for applicant, had vociferously argued that if the applicant would not eat mangoes, would he eat mushrooms? It is noted that as per the list of recommended vegetables annexed with the application dated 1/4/2024, mushrooms have been medically prescribed by the applicant's own doctor, whereas there is no specific recommendation for mangoes. So even the arguments that have been put forth in the court have been negated.
Madhav, hundreds of things are recommended for diabetics and hundreds of things are prohibited for the diabetic. Another thing I want to say is I want to know at least hundreds of diabetic patients who are permitted to take insulin whenever their sugar spikes up. Now, while a constant sugar monitoring equipment is there on his body, I think an alarm should be put at the jailer's house, at the court judge's house, and at the Modi and Mr. Shah's residence, so that whenever sugar spikes, they get the alarm there and immediately decide about the insulin. Now, one of my friend here was advising me that the jail comes under the Delhi administration because the Delhi government pays the salary. Sir, by that analogy, Enforcement Directorate, CBI, Income Tax, SFIO, all are paid salaries by the government. So now they start behaving like a tools of the government.
Ravi Srivastava, very interesting. Very interesting set of arguments, sir. Very interesting set of arguments, but sir, this debate has to draw to an end. We'd like to thank all our panelists for joining us this evening. Desh Ratan Nigam, Ravi Srivastava, Abhishek Sudhir. Clearly, of course, the saga of Arvind Kejriwal in jail has not come to an end, but remains to be seen what happens as far as his health is concerned, because that appears to be the biggest talking point in the national capital. Thanks so much for joining us this evening.